Hi, I'm Leah, and welcome to UCFB Seconds. And today I'm joined with Charlie and Dan. So, could you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Charlie. I'm the second team manager for this year, and I've played sort of non-league football for the last 2 to 3 years. I've worked before with a lot of different age groups, from sort of 6-year-olds up to sort of 14-year-olds, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity to challenge myself with 11-a-side football with a good bunch of lads who all seem like they're playing at a decent standard.
Yeah, I'm Dan. I'm the second team assistant manager. My playing career has been a little bit different to Charlie's, as it's not been too much. However, I was in the force last year with UCFB. Had a really good time there, so I thought it'd be a good step up to be a coach this year. As for at the back end of last year, we were doing a little bit in and out, me and Charlie. So yeah.
So, obviously, you're both taking on new roles. So, what would you say your main goal is for this season?
Main goal for this season, well, I think considering that the team that we're taking over has just come down a league, it would be great to go and push to go back up another league. And I think the quality of players that have been brought in for this season is phenomenal from what I've seen from past years. The first years we've only had 2 sessions with them so far, and they're taking it in their stride really well and maturely. So go and push to hopefully win that league and have a good season as a group of people and as a football team.
Yeah, I'd say the exact same, to be honest. I really like the bunch of lads that we have this year. You got different personalities just combining together, and I think throughout all of the season, if we can actually form that unity and come out on top and obviously win majority of games, that's all that I hope for the lads. Obviously, I want them to have fun as well, as we are in uni. But yeah, if we can just push every game, work as hard as possible, and obviously me and Charlie work to our full potential in setting up games and doing the best we can in training, then that's all I hope for this year.
So, it's clear you have some high expectations for the team this year, but what's one thing that they can expect from you throughout the season?
I think from us, we've both worked together before at a few different jobs, so we've got very similar ideas of the way that we want the team to be set up, but we'll challenge each other as well. So they can expect us to be very honest with them. Want them to buy into our system and the way we want to play. But if they do that, then we'll hopefully get the best out of them, and they'll get the best out of us, which means that hopefully everybody's a winner. Then you know what I mean. So that's sort of all we hope for from the players, and then we'll give them that respect and that honesty, and hopefully give them some high quality coaching. That's the game plan, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that obviously you mentioned about honesty, and I think that's a key part of like what we do really. Do you know what I mean? I want to be down to earth with the boys at all times. Obviously, I don't want to see like or any of us really exposing like the power that we have, because ultimately we don't have a job if they're not in the team. So we want to give the best possible opportunities for all the lads in the team, and obviously, as I said, like perform high training sessions. You know, with obviously we've got a mix of ability in the squad, which is really good, but it's a mix of high ability, and that's I want to get the lads to perform the best that they possibly can.
By that he means we've got different players who offer lots of different things. You know, there's definitely a few lads, a few of the new ones coming in that look like very steady players. You know, what I mean, they really know how they have the basics just whacked down to a T. But then there's a couple of the players that we've already known from previous years that are probably more game changers. They'll go and win you a game or grab a game by the scruff of the neck. So it's a good balance in terms of you've got players that can do different things. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a positive.
So, obviously, it's going to be a tough, the league's quite competitive. Is there anything that you're maybe a little bit apprehensive for this season?
I wouldn't say nothing that we're apprehensive, or worried about. I'd say there'll be some good sides in there. You know, the Liverpool sides they're always good teams. They're always very physical, very dominant. So nothing to be worried about. I just think that if we do what we want to do, then and not what they want us to do, then I don't see any team in the league that really we should be scared of. If we just go in and we match them for competitiveness, then our quality will shine through, hopefully in the majority of games.
Yeah, I'd completely agree with that one. Obviously, as you said, like every single team is going to be tough this league. In this league, you know, the higher you go, the more physically tough the game gets. So I feel like we need to obviously prepare for that the best that we possibly can in these next 2 weeks. Yeah, I think obviously the teams that we are coming up against, there will probably be a game planned for each team, judging that we play them twice. We also have a good cup run as well, having Lancaster in our first game, which is in our league anyway. So I feel like it'll be good to play them, especially for cup, as we get to see them and then we play them the week after.
So we briefly touched on earlier that these are brand new positions for you both. What would you say inspired you to get into this? Is there anyone that you look up to and like brought in their ethos kind of in a way?
Well, in terms of world football, yes. I'm a very I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very hyper person, I'd say, probably. I like getting stuck in that, and I'm a Liverpool fan, so I've always loved Jurgen Klopp. I think he's a Liverpool fan as well, so you'd probably say something similar. I love to be passionate about the game. People will hear, if there's something I've got to say, people will hear it. You know, that could be really positive, could be constructive criticism. You know, I don't want to be someone that has a moan. Do you know what I mean? I just want to be positive as much as I can be, but very energetic. So I'd say for me, that's probably the sort of manager I'm going to be.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's no one that's really inspired me in terms of in terms of management and getting to where I want to be. But I applied to this role because I wanted to work with an older age range. So with my coaching career so far, I've worked with more of the younger generation. But now, obviously, as time is passing on and I'm getting to my third year, I feel like this is the best possible opportunity that I can. And it's fun as well. As I've previously said, I was a player last year in the fourth team, so I feel like I can actually take some qualities of that and then put them into the second team this year.
So obviously, you know, chemistry is a big thing both on and off the pitch between the players but also the staff as well. How would you say your approach is to getting to know the lads both on and off the pitch?
So it's a difficult one this year because we've got so many first years that are being integrated into the side. You know, players that have come up from the third team might still have one or two of the first team end up playing for us. It's hard in such a short space of time. With when people come back, you know, to Manchester, it's hard to get everybody to know everybody in the space of, you know, we've got 2 weeks now to our first league game. We've got our first friendly on Wednesday. It's hard to get everybody in so quick, but I think if you keep people in contact and doing as much as possible off the pitch at the same time, then that's always a positive. I've had calls with almost every player in the squad, just to get to know them all a bit better, to understand what they study in, what year are they in, who they support, what, you know, and then as footballers as well, what position do they play, what are they good at, what do they want to improve on, stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're getting to know the players well. I think we want them to get to know each other better as well. That's the thing. Yeah. So maybe setting up some socials for them. You know, why don't we all go and play paddle, or what? You know, something like that. Like where everyone go get a Nando's. You know, suddenly then people start talking. You know, it's at the end of the day, everyone's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old lads. So it's not usually that hard to get after a few weeks to get a group of boys that are all into football.
Yeah, I think I'd actually completely agree with you on that one. I think the social aspect of it,
it's
the
massive.
Group is huge. Like we're talking the likes of even going to like Nando's together. We played paddle last year. Obviously that got all of the lads like out of their comfort zones and actually having a laugh. We can even
tennis player here.
Yeah, we can obviously do it in training as well. So specific warm ups. Obviously, you've got your daft games. Obviously, it gets people laughing. And obviously get some working as a team together.
So obviously we've got squad selection coming up by the time this is out. It'll obviously be already announced. So how would you say you went about selecting both the captaincy roles and the squad itself?
The squad we'll start with the squad itself. The squad itself it was hard because there's loads of players. We've got, I think we had we've taken it down from effectively 27 players to about 18, 19. And every player was probably, last year, would have been good enough to play second team football, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At least third team football. So it's difficult this year with the intake of first years. The standard's been really, really good, and it's given us a headache, albeit a really good headache to have. But effectively, in the end, it's come down to, what strength do we need positions. You don't want to have a team with 10 wingers and one centre back. You got to pick your strongest players to cover all your bases. So that's sort of the way the squad's been selected. And as for captaincy, you always want someone who's gonna. We won't say who it is, but you always want someone who's going to lead by example, be a strong voice in the changing room. So the person we've chosen, I believe, has those characteristics. So yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously captain is quite a hard one really, as we don't really know all the lads like fully yet. Like this is our first time around as well as theirs, and obviously there's players that have come previously and been in the squad and been in that environment, but then there's also the first years who've not had that chance yet, and maybe they've not actually come out of their shell as much as they probably would because they've not had that amount of time. I think regarding cutting players, obviously it's going to be very hard because I think everyone in the team is got a different ability to give, and I think me and Charlie need to really, really think about it when it comes to cutting down. Obviously, as you've previously said, that we've got to cut at least like 7-8 players, and then players could probably knock down to the third team and then come back up.
So on to more fun questions. Who are we saying is winning the Premier League this season, and who do we think's facing relegation?
Well, I'm obviously going to say Liverpool to win it. I think you will as well, both Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
So if you can find a Liverpool fan who doesn't predict Liverpool to win the Premier League this year, fair play. To go down, I'm going to have Burnley bottom. I'm going to have Leeds and Wolves. I think Sunderland.
That's a bit crazy.
I think Sunderland stay up. You've not seen the way they've started. They're fourth.
No, but I definitely think.
I think Sunderland.
The fact that
good.
you said Burnley first.
Yeah,
I think actually. No, Burnley won't stay up.
Burnley, but
Yeah.
Burnley.
I think
will go
Wolves
down.
will definitely go down. I think West Ham will go down
Wolves.
as
Wolves have been like treading, haven't they? For the last like 3 or 4 years, they've been absolutely waiting to go down.
well. I don't know. It's a bit hard to predict. Something. Could be any. Actually, could be any of them. I think Wolves and West Ham definitely are going to go down.
So you think Burnley, Wolves, West Ham?
Yeah, go on. We'll do that.
We'll go
Burnley,
with that then.
just.
I think maybe I'm being a bit harsh on Leeds.
Yeah, I think you're being harsh on Burnley, to be honest.
You
harsh
just
on
put them down as well.
Yeah, but I didn't want to put them there. They just fell there.
They are. They won't stay up. They're not.
I think Leeds will.
Burnley's squad is nowhere near strong enough. Sunderland look good. Players they've brought in, Xhaka's an experienced head in there. I know you could probably say the same about Kyle Walker at Burnley, but I don't know. I see Burnley going down. I definitely see Wolves going down. The third one's debatable, but I just think Sunderland look a bit stronger than Leeds.
So while we're on the topic of the Premier League, who do you think is going to be top goal scorer this season?
Haaland.
It's got to be. I think it's got to be.
I think he's on 8 goals already.
8 goals in 6 games.
5-6 games, yeah, something like that.
Crazy. To be honest,
yeah, if he stays fit, it'll be Haaland. Let's not beat around the bush. But yeah. I'd love to go and say Salah. Do you know what? It could be Salah. Let's be honest. It'll be one of them two. I'd love to say Ekitike or Isak, but I think with Salah and Haaland, whoever stays fit and plays more games, will probably be one of them.
Yeah, I'd agree with Haaland, to be honest.
So moving on to a slightly more tougher competition, more Europe. What are we saying for Champions League predictions this year? Who do you think is going to be the winner, possibly in the final?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I think
we've had this
it's a bit of a rogue one because they're always there, but I always think Inter Milan will do well, and I think that they'll eventually have a time where they win it, but I don't know when it's going to be. And I'm just going to say them. They're my bit of a rogue prediction. However, I really do think that Barcelona are going to get it.
Yeah, I've got Barcelona. I've got Barcelona to win it. the way the young players they've got, they're just coming. They're just gonna get stronger and stronger for the next five to 6 years. I reckon. People going about Lamine Yamal. Don't get me wrong, Lamine Yamal's the best talent in the world. But Pau Kabasi's 18, and I think he's hit 100 starts for Barcelona as a centre half. It goes under the radar because of Yamal, and their midfield is what Pedri, Gavi, who else? Frankie De Jong, Dani Olmo, like this. Yeah. Their team's very, very strong. I don't see anybody being better than them.
Yeah, they're going back to their old ways, definitely. So I think they will get it over the
Go
line.
on, you
Inter Milan.
You have Inter Milan.
Yeah,
I'll have Barcelona.
Go on, Inter Milan,
Yeah.
Rogue One.
So we previously touched on who's getting relegated out of the Prem. Who do you think will be going up at the Championship this season?
I'm gonna go with. I don't watch enough Championship football. I'll go with Middlesbrough. Oh, it's not Middlesbrough. No, I'll go with Middlesbrough because I don't watch enough Championship football.
Yeah, I think Swansea as well, a bit of a rogue shout, but I think they'll just manage to do it. I don't really watch that much Championship football, but from what I've seen, right, they look all right this year.
You're a League Two watcher, aren't you? A bit more so.
Yeah. Although we
I think that would be our Championship answers. We need to watch more Championship football, but I'd go with Middlesbrough of what I've seen. I watched a lot more Championship football last year, and it'll become apparent why.
Yeah.
So you've just mentioned you're a lower league watcher. So who do you predict coming up into the Championship from League One this season?
Oh,
come on, don't do me wrong. There's one answer.
It definitely won't be Plymouth. Definitely not. And I hope that it's Barnsley because my best mate is a Barnsley fan, and they're actually doing well this season. So I hope it's Barnsley.
I'm gonna go with opposite. I'm gonna go with Plymouth. Up the Greens. To be fair, I'll speak on the Plymouth one as well. We've obviously just come down from the Championship, and the start's been
shaky.
Rough. I think we lost our first 4, and then we won our 5th game or something. We only picked up 1 or 3 points out of our first 5 games, and it looked awful. But again, I probably shouldn't come on here and speak about the owners of the club and stuff like that. But there was not enough money put into the club over the summer. 100%, 8 million transfer budget. We were told spent 400,000 something like that before the first game of the season. But we've now brought in Lauren Tolai, we got him for 1.2 million release clause from Port Vale. He looks amazing. And Connor Hazard's back from injury, which makes the massive difference. And picked up some good results. 4-0 win on the weekend. So I don't know. I think Plymouth will be on the way back. Little title charge. So. Yeah, I'll be there come end of season.
Yeah.
So my final question for you is, who's coming up into League One from League Two?
Here we go. Right, this is the good question. Harrogate Town, right? I think they're like 18th at the minute. Anyway, Harrogate Town are good at. Nah, for real though, I think Gillingham will win it. They've had a really good start of the season, and Harrogate Town have been the only ones, right, to beat them. So I don't want to hear any of this like bloody flack about Harrogate Town being bad, because we're the only ones to beat them in 10 games or so. Anyway, I think they'll go up.
I'll go Swindon Town. That's probably my shout.
So that's everything for today. Thank you for tuning in with UCFB Seconds. I'll link all our social media down in the comment section below.